You're listening to the We Are Libertarians Network. Learn more at wearelibertarians.com.
The Johnny Rocket Launchpad is Liberty. Each week we strive to bring you the best guests in talk radio. The Johnny Rocket Launchpad delivers weekly interviews of noteworthy politicians, experts, and activists. The Johnny Rocket Launchpad is bringing the party to the Libertarian Party and launching ideas in your direction. Check us out at johnnyrocketlaunchpad.com. You can hear me, Kurt Nelson, and the beautiful Heather Nixon talk about the ideas of liberty. Rock and roll.
Hey there, Liberty lovers. This is Mark Claire of the Lions of Liberty podcast, where we strive to bring you great conversations about the ideas of liberty 3 days a week, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Check us out at lionsofliberty.com.
Hey guys, this is Roger Paxton, and if you're fed up with the government running every single aspect of your life, but you're not listening to the Lava Flow podcast yet, then what's wrong with you? Check us out at thelavaflow.com, or just go back to sucking up to the government. The Lava Flow Podcast, striking the root every single episode.
We are supported by listeners like you. Donate per month or make a one-time donation through PayPal or Patreon at wearelibertarians.com. Welcome to We Are Libertarians for this week. I am your host, Chris Spangle. We Are Libertarians brings you all of the irreverence modern politics deserves. You can learn more about us at wearelibertarians.com. Normally, I have a big rambling statement of things that I'd like you to do to help support the broadcast, but we are in a separate location, far, far away from home. And to my left this week is Greg Lenz. Greg, how are you?
I am doing well, Chris. I'm 2 weeks in a row to your left. I'm feeling quite liberal.
I know.
Quite snowflakey.
You are. You're just quite the little snowflake. To your left is Seth. Seth, how are you doing?
Just fine. I met a hero of mine today.
You did. How was it?
It was fine, but he was hiding from me at first. I don't know why.
Well, he hid his face in case he caught the gay, is what he said. You met Jeff Vibert.
Yeah, I did.
Did you bring the clamps?
Left those at home.
Yes, Jeff Vibert is a coworker of mine and a very talented young man. I actually did their podcast earlier today, so you can listen to Chris Spangle on the Jeff Vibert podcast if you download that feed. And Seth is quite smitten with young Jeff. Was it everything you thought? And you got to help me edit as a special thank you, Seth.
Oh, yeah.
You got to help me edit a video of Jeff eating an orange in the shower.
Yeah, it was nice, just a little too PG in some spots.
Yeah.
Like, it should have been more authentic.
You offered to do a couple reshoots.
Yeah, we could reshoot, just patch it up. I mean, they did that with Rogue One, and it turned out great. So.
Right. Next to you is Lil Brett Bittner making his return to We Are Libertarians.
At his own pace.
At his own pace.
Always.
Taking your time getting back here, Brett.
You know it. Well, I'm back 21% smaller.
You are. You're looking very good. As good as you can look.
Well, yeah, it happens.
We're 79% of the way to our goal.
No, we're 21% of the
Oh,
way
yeah,
to
we
goal.
have 79% to go.
Yeah.
We're almost to never Bittner.
Dude, I'm working on it as hard as I can. I got 21% less
I'm
since
about
the
to
end
get
of
you
October.
some champagne, Adderall, and cigarettes like a supermodel.
Just want to thank Brett Bittner for slowly dying. Now, next to you, the man who has 1.7 million downloads in 1 month.
The Turkish sensation.
Oh, nobody is hotter than Turkey. It is Mr. Tad Hangin' Chad Western.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, what's your name? Greg? For having me on.
It's nice to have you here, Tad. You in your snakeskin hat.
Yeah, I took my hat off because I like to show, this is my reverence,
Yes, and I appreciate that.
During the intros of the We Are Libertarians.
Now, I've had several people tweet me and say, does Chris Spangle really think that the Tad Western thing is funny? And the answer is yes. I think it's hilarious.
What Tad Western thing? Myself?
Right, exactly.
Do we have to take him to the ranch?
I think, Seth, do you have room at the ranch?
The Dude Ranch?
Oh, yes. Sorry. I forgot what I was supposed to be
He's
representing.
daydreaming about
Now,
Vibert.
listen,
Yeah.
we'll get to that.
Got him on the Vibert.
In my defense, Brokeback Mountain is a good film.
No,
Yes, it is.
I have to agree with Seth. It was
shot
movie.
pretty well, I'm not going to lie.
I wish I could quit you, and then when he finds the shirt with the blood on it, oh my gosh.
Oh.
It's adorable.
I've never seen that.
I was talking more about the livestock and the
fuck
just
off,
the
Hillbilly.
views.
No, not in that way.
Now, next to him is Mr. Harry Price. Harry, how are you doing?
I'm going great. Got a couple of new updates on my pineapple this week. I'm going to be probably playing with that this weekend.
Now, obviously, this is a super podcast. Before this, we had a business
Hold
meeting.
on a minute. Can we just backstep there? Did anyone... Am I the only one who caught that? Like, he made updates to his pineapple?
Right.
Yeah.
Is this like a Raspberry Pi thing that I'm not aware of?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's a small little like a rogue access point. It's really cool. It's kind of like that roving rogue access point. You use it to like penetrate and test Wi-Fi networks.
Okay.
It's
So
basically
this-
a way to mask your MAC address and spoof it, and then
correct,
that way
yeah.
log into their Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
Maybe
different
Dear
stuff like
Leader
that.
didn't know what it was, but he just kind of like moved on
I did, because
without
80%
missing a beat.
Did you think it was a SpongeBob reference?
80% of the time, I have no idea what Harry is talking about.
See, that's what it's like at brunch on Saturdays. Is I have no idea what he's talking about.
I know.
80% of the time.
Harry is one of my best friends, but I never know what the fuck he's saying.
But it's really, really cool because like right now, like I'm war driving. I'm picking up like I got like 2 unsecure networks I found inside this building. So I can't wait to like play with those later. It's gonna be fun.
No, let's not do that, Harry. Jesus.
Can't take him anywhere.
No, I can't, because he'll try and hack your network.
Did you know that when I went to D.C., he tried to get me to go by the White House with the pineapple thing to do whatever he wants that for?
You may
It's
want to edit that
ridiculous.
out.
Simply just wanted you to walk around the White House with the pineapple with it on, and then just turn it off.
I hate to
And
say it,
never
but they
turn it
run
back
every
on again.
neighborhood.
Bittner?
Harry.
Oh. Now, so we had a little bit of a meeting beforehand, a 2-hour meeting about the future of We Are Libertarians. We're always assessing, we're always tweaking. There's a lot of big things that we are trying to work through and figure out. As we grow, we have added 2,000 new listeners since Election Day. And to those of you who are listening, so that puts us we have over 6,000 unique listeners a month. And that is up from 0 5 years ago when we began this podcast. And to all of you who are new, these are some of the main cast members. And I am the host, Chris Spangle. Greg Lenz is my co-host, the permanent co-host. And then all of our other guest hosts, co-host, I don't know, we'll call you co-host as well. Greg and I make up the bulk of the show, and then we always bring in our friends to come in and talk. And you're going to get to hear a lot more from them in the near future. And, as we have grown and as we have absorbed the new Facebook page, the activity around We Are Libertarians has really taken off and has become something that we either have to make a decision to make it into an actual real thing.
It's like trying to enter adulthood and deciding whether to take that 5th year at college.
Right. My armpits smell, and I have hair where I don't know that I should have hair, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So I got mommies and daddies together.
I think I'm going to change majors and stick around here for another year.
Right. So we're just working through some things as to how we can, as a podcast, offer all of you more content without killing me. So, because I already work many hours on We Are Libertarians to provide you with entertainment. So stick with us. I'm not going to tell you what we're up to, because when I've done that in the past and not followed through, you guys don't let me forget it. And we will be following through on that stuff, because Jeremiah Morrill said so. And
Did he?
No, I don't know. I just like Jeremiah.
Lana Jer is going around issuing demands.
I mean, have you ever known him not to?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. You take over one county and you think you rule the state.
He is building statues to himself in Henry County.
I do support that.
He took over the park board, and then next thing you know, Libertarian Park is open. It's really weird.
They're selling alcohol. They're selling pigeons, fish.
Unfortunately, it's full of ANCAPs, Liberty LARPing.
I know all those. It's the Henry County Free State Project.
Right.
Everyone's going around trading apples and fish droppings.
It's just, but it's just one park with a bunch of freeloaders and tents.
So it's New Hampshire,
right? Exactly.
They're not freeloaders. They pay in Dogecoin for those campsites.
See,
yeah.
You call them Liberty LARPers, and then we have to cede the floor to Harry and Seth to tell us about.
You call them Liberty LARPers.
No, you made that up.
I made it up, but I mean, you used it. I wasn't
pretty
going
good.
to. I wasn't going to let them pretend what they do is, benefiting liberty.
Like
going around passing digital currency like that helps.
Well, New Hampshire also got constitutional carry this week.
They did.
Why didn't they have it before? If they were free like Indiana, they'd have had it.
Indiana doesn't have
We don't have
constitutional
constitutional carry.
I carry a pocket constitution. It says right to bear arms. I do what I want. That's because I'm a great American.
That's
So-
the Tadstitution.
That's right. I'm
Tadstitution.
sovereign of the Tad Western Ranch.
So we were getting together, and if there's things that, if you want more of us, less of us, if you want to write for We Are Libertarians, if you want to help us manage various things, if you want to get involved, send me a note at editor@wearelibertarians.com. And we'll talk. We've added 10 new writers to the website at wearelibertarians.com and imported some of their stuff, so you can go back and read their old stuff. We've added the archives of Brett Bittner. You can go and read the fine words of little Brett Bittner.
Wait, we did that already?
Already.
All right, awesome.
You're already in there. So please check out
Are
We Are
there
Libertarians.
multiple pace options to read?
We have a medium pace, which is my favorite Adam Sandler song.
Is there a homeschool option where there's actually a finger that draws a line under the words as you go along?
A homeschooling option would be a wall of text.
Full autism with no indentations or periods.
Listen,
Zero punctuation.
I need help,
truest
guys.
With a heavy dose of Jesus.
You need help?
Now, listen, first off, don't expect much out of this episode. There's way too many people in here to really jump into anything
Too much
serious.
bullshitting.
We've already been together for 2 hours. We're going to shoot some videos afterwards. We're just getting in touch with you. We have all this talent.
It's a State of the Union.
Absolutely.
It's a wall State of the Union.
Absolute reach. You
This
almost
is the
got-
All-Star Weekend is what this is.
Yes.
The
Right.
Wall-Star game. You're welcome.
Fucking kill yourself, Tad. You're welcome. Just go murder yourself in the street.
Harry, who won the All-Star game?
I have no idea. Anymore.
Oh, shit, my bad.
I want to say the West. I don't know. Anymore.
Harry defies
That's on
all
me, guys.
stereotypes. Harry is my personal financial advisor.
Yep. I make sure he stays, tries to make sure he stays in the black.
Light pink, is that about the best you can do?
Yeah, light pink, but he hangs out with red, so he likes seeing red a lot. So.
Harry told me his
I keep him in the Cherokee Red.
Harry told me his credit score, and I went, "Wow, that high!" And so I hired him.
Yeah.
All right.
You're like, wow, it goes to 3 digits?
Oh, man.
See, we've already had an accident.
Leave it to the gay guy to collapse the rod.
That's a
Is it good?
It's good. It's good.
Yeah,
You're
You
all
may
right,
want,
Seth.
you may want to clean your
realize it was-
cheek off, though. Get a little something on it.
yeah.
Just don't touch it.
Yeah, stop touching
Don't
things.
touch the rod.
It falls like that when you don't cup it from bottom. I would have thought
that
you'd
true?
really had this down, but unfortunately, it just, it isn't working
I
out
raised,
for Seth.
but
I'm
I
not
raised
used to
my
this
credit score
position
the
is all.
easy black way by just marrying a white woman. It's so much easier.
Now, I feel like I've trapped Seth in his gayness because I said, the reason we mention that stuff, and if you guys are ever uncomfortable with it, let me know, but I think it's just a funny way to the people to get to know the characters. And so Seth has been making gay jokes about himself nonstop. You can be other things than gay,
Yeah, and I am. It's
He has
just,
the undercut.
Yeah, I've
Well,
got the
that-
Hitler Youth thing going for me.
Right. I would classify that under the gay thing, Greg. I don't know about
Would
you.
you? How dare you
Well, I mean,
talk
after all the
about?
Milo
Richard
stuff
Spencer is
and-
so triggered right now.
Speaking of, you went to ISF.
I saw that whole thing live, and I live streamed about 20 minutes of it
On our Facebook
Yeah,
page.
from the Facebook page.
Yep.
So got to see Jeffrey Tucker just lose his shit.
and
It was
I had a
great.
different perspective than every other libertarian.
Of
apparently.
course, because you love
No,
Nazis.
You're
No.
you're not alone, Greg. There's a few other right-leaning Nazi libertarians who were echoing your sentiment, including some at the convention. But I don't care. It's bullshit. You can love on Trump as much as you want, but you have to draw a line where you stop going.
I
down.
do, and I don't love Richard.
Your
Spencer.
line is when liberals run out, the tear ducts go dry, and you can't get any more out of them.
No.
That's your line.
My thing is that I have actually I have read Richard Spencer, and so I've followed his movement and his rise and his history, and so I disagree with
course
everything
you've
he
read
arrives
it.
at.
Yeah.
No, I do.
Oh,
I disagree
yeah.
with everything he arrives at, but I don't just blanket reject him like almost everyone else does.
That's fine, and I wouldn't even be opposed to hearing Richard Spencer talk or
If he were
singing
invited.
that stuff. But
He would be.
there's
No,
a
not
time.
Seth. If
Oh.
Richard were invited to speak,
There's a
Yeah.
time and a place, and coming into a conference, essentially crashing the party to troll it, you weren't invited. You're doing this just to try and, because that was a Salon article waiting to happen of libertarians host Nazi at their conference, and then cue sensationalism. So he did it just to damage the ISFLC's movement into troll. And Jeffrey Tucker was right. The only reason he was allowed to remain there was public accommodation laws.
But Jeffrey Tucker had to adopt the framework of the god Hans Hermann Hoppe and physically remove him. So to
the
speak.
hotel,
everything
the hotel
Jeffrey Tucker writes about being open arms and allowing all
the
opinions.
hotel staff.
All of a sudden, Hoppe came in very, very.
You go from zero to helicopter ride real quick.
Richard Spencer got a helicopter ride.
Hey,
by
he got
Jeffrey
another
Tucker.
one today.
He did.
The hotel.
But they expect that there.
The hotel staff were the ones who. Kicked
Is
him
that
out,
how?
actually.
Is that
they
how
were the
you're
ones
let
who
Jeffrey Tucker
they were
save
the ones
his
who
credibility?
physically removed. Jeffrey Tucker did
That's
that.
the recommendation of Jeffrey Tucker.
Yeah, I mean, this is all.
So it's okay as long as I don't throw Bittner out of a helicopter. I pay someone to throw Bittner out of a helicopter.
I'm pretty sure Spencer wasn't helicoptered out of it. But, I mean, that's the same accusation Spencer said back to Jeff was, oh, what, are you going to kick me out? And he's like, no, this hotel establishment would kick you out.
That's such a cucked answer. I'm sorry.
If he owned the hotel, then he could kick them out
He
himself.
did for the day.
No, he didn't.
ISFL did.
They didn't own it. They just were like
leasing
renting the space or whatever.
So they didn't have rights.
The hotel staff
they were
was still
homesteading
running.
it.
They homesteaded it.
Yeah, but they couldn't have just like, turned it into like a commie execution chamber.
Just the next time I see Dr. Tucker, I'm going to ask him if he still if democracy's better than monarchy. Because then if he has any consistency,
I don't
at
know
all,
that has he ever said that?
No, that's how Hoppe believes that democracy is a false god.
Yeah, but I don't think Jeff is in opposition to
But
that.
now he's using all Hoppe's philosophy.
No, he's not.
I know. I've been triggering libertarians
Yeah.
at this all week, and they keep getting mad.
You've been a real asshole lately, Greg.
Have I?
Oh, forever?
Not personally, but I think I was like, I love Healing Our World by Dr. Mary Rory. He's like, hate that book.
That was to see what you do, and I told you that. I go, I think that's the book that like every libertarian loves, like 'cause it's so great, and so like it's one of those things. Whenever there's something like that, I just like to be like, that's a shit book. I like Mein Kampf better, and then watch the reaction of the person that
So
that likes
I got to
it.
tell you guys a story about what happened when I got home from work today. My dogs watch television while I'm gone. I get home today.
Of course they fucking do.
I bet do they like Harry Connick Jr., or are they more Maury fans?
No.
Has
Anyway.
Raptor ever tried to do a paternity test on the pug?
No, he has not. But I get home from work today, and they are sitting there absolutely enthralled with Hitler documentaries on television.
Greg?
Are they
And I have
Rottweilers
to
or
wonder-
German Shepherds?
I have to wonder if Greg snuck into my house and is trying to brainwash my dogs.
That's how I knew what Harry's pineapple was.
Oh, I see.
So one of our new contributors sent me a note and said, "Hey, what have I associated myself with here? Because I just went on Greg's page, and there's a picture of him with 3 Nazi girls doing the Hitler salute and him with a thumbs up on it." And I'd like you to explain yourself.
Who was it?
I'm not going to say on air who it was, but it was one of the new contributors who was very concerned that maybe they had fallen into an
Winners?
alt-right Nazi group.
Because winners aren't losers?
One, I didn't make that.
Who made that?
Aaron.
Who?
Ron.
Aaron. James McRussell made that and put that on my page and tagged me in it.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. That guy that we used to be friends with.
Aaron who went AWOL.
Who is Aaron?
Aaron who?
So this person made it.
This person that doesn't exist any longer.
Right.
Because all of a sudden we're not cool enough.
Right. It's cold and distant.
He waited till late at night, tagged me in it, had no idea, and woke up and it already had 6 likes and 2 hearts. So I was like, at this point, I have to just add it to the timeline.
No, you really don't. At this point, so many people love it. All 8 of them.
Well, I mean, it was overnight. That's a lot. I don't have 5,000 Facebook friends.
Yeah,
8 is a
8
lot.
people heart it at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
You know you've got something.
But it's just Christy Avery. She's hearting everything.
Well, it was mainly listeners.
True.
I know.
That's
It's Raymond Quick, Christy Avery. It's Rick Irvine.
Well, I didn't realize that I wasn't allowed to bring my blend of diversity to the show.
Is it any worse than any of the other shit Greg has done though? Really?
Like the fact
No.
that
Like how many
kids-
months of Hitspiration did we have?
Oh, not enough.
whole year,
That's
damn
okay.
it.
It was
A whole
really
year.
fun.
Not
Yeah.
enough.
So listen, I just explained to him that one of the principles of We Are Libertarians is that we allow a diversity of thought, and all thought is welcome. We're not Nazis. We do not.
We're mocking Nazis.
We don't believe in genocide. We just don't think that to me, the fact that cursing is off limits is stupid. Like the fact that fuck.
Oh, come on. Says the guy who has tried to censor his own podcast like on 3 different occasions. I've been listening for that long. I remember when you were censoring it out.
Yeah, but I've had a change of heart. And I just look at it and I go, why is fuck a bad word? It doesn't make sense. It's a stupid social construct that nobody adheres to.
Thank you, Puritans.
Exactly. And, I think that, like, Hitler jokes are making a comeback. 9/11 jokes are making a comeback because our generation has just decided
they never
that,
left.
Yeah,
that things that are off limits are now not off limits because it's stupid to make things off limits. And so in a roundabout way, I tried to explain this to him. I just said, listen, none of us believe that genocide is a good thing.
No.
None of us are anti-Semitic.
No.
And none of us think Hitler did anything wrong. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
I'm out of here.
Oh, yeah.
Right, Tad. Meanwhile, Tad over here.
I heard you say you didn't kill enough Jews earlier.
Right now, Tad is probably on his phone putting a dead Syrian baby on a photo as we speak.
Watching David Beckham bend it like Beckham.
Right.
I memed a dead child into oblivion.
Right.
I mean, he's the most famous.
So
You want an award?
Yeah.
So
Meme Olympics.
Somebody need to get her.
So no, I'm just having a problem.
One of those,
So don't worry about it. It's
Had
nothing.
to take care of it.
Nothing pineapple related. So
not yet, anyways. Printers are my specialty. I love printers. They're awesome. They accept everything. They're so accepting.
How many dick butts is going to be printed out?
No more than there already have been. Okay, like this is the type of place where we encourage that sort of behavior.
I don't see how it's a problem, really.
Yeah. So, anyways,
And I do want to clarify. Like, I mock Hitler. Like, I don't think Hitler did nothing wrong. I think it's funny to watch the reaction that people have to Hitler, because the reality is, in the free marketplace of ideas, the free exchange of ideas, you can be anything you want. You want to be full libertarian, you want to be full voluntarist, you can outrage and throw the most offensive things in the world up on the internet, and that's just the way it goes. I mean, that if we're going to be free market, we got to allow the free exchange of ideas, and there's no, saying, "Ooh, that's too bad," or "Ooh, that's," and so that's my personal belief, and that's what I go with. Doesn't mean that's why I read Richard Spencer. That's why I read Karl Marx. That's why I read John Locke. I read those because I want to actually know what I'm talking about rather than just, saying, "Ooh, no, that's bad."
Just because everybody else says that's
Right.
bad.
And it gets into the idea that this notion that if you expose those ideas, all ideas, good and bad, and instead of trying to censor them, the bad ones fail.
They fall away.
People will make up their mind.
Whereas if we keep talking about how dangerous Richard Spencer is, he just keeps getting more notorious.
It's the Streisand effect where if you keep talking about it and you keep trying to cover it up,
it'll become
then it becomes more popular, and
that's what's happening with Richard Spencer. Like that's why I was against the ISFL. I'd be like, all right, why attack him? Let him. Be like, none of us really care to engage the guy. Let him just be boring.
I think it was more the reaction
but time
that did that than the act itself.
Explain what happened.
Well, so when he was thrown out of ISFLC, and again today at CPAC, it was more about everybody reacting to the fact that it happened, and the altercation, at least at ISFLC with Jeffrey Tucker, it was the reaction after the fact that got people talking about it and knowing about it. If it had just happened and there hadn't been 2 days of people hand-wringing over the fact that either it was ironic that somebody was kicked out of an event that was supposedly open and inviting, or it was people that were cheering it on that he was ostracized from the group. If we hadn't had that 2 days of hand-wringing, it really wouldn't have been that big of a deal, and we probably wouldn't have seen what happened today at CPAC.
No, not at all.
But it would have if
Seth actually went.
Right.
I mean, he recorded it.
I think Seth is right, though, about it being a salon article waiting to happen.
I'm totally fine with, you want to have that time to talk to Richard Spencer, and let's really look into white nationalism and see if there's some merit to it. That you want to have those conversations, that's fine, but time and place and context matter. And at ISFLC, it's inappropriate. Like, there's no way that you allow him to be there and have that talk, and it turns out good for libertarians.
But wasn't it in like a restaurant, in a bar, in a hotel or something?
So it was in the hotel, which is where the whole event was. In the like basement floor, they had that's where all the rooms were with the speaking and the tables and all that stuff. So it was in the whole hotel, and they had a bar there where Spencer and
he held court.
Two other guys just came up, bought a drink, sat down, and then held a sign that said Richard Spencer at ISFLC.
So he was a hangers-on.
Right.
A hanger-on.
But he's doing it just for publicity.
So he had a sign.
Yeah, he did. And you can see that in my video.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he was doing it just to gain attention, just to troll. And, again, if you don't shut that down, it becomes a Salon article of libertarians invite Nazi to their event.
Well, that and I think there's a lot of libertarians who are concerned that we will be lumped in with the term alt-right and just summarily dismissed like we were with the Tea Party.
But I mean, we already are.
Yeah.
Because Hoppe is the justification for their movement.
But instead, well...
I mean, come on. It's not that deep, Greg.
No, it is. Honestly, that's the roots of the movement. Murray Rothbard, Murray Rothbard is the intellectual foundation of the alt-right.
I understand that, but maybe for the thinkers that you read, but for the most people, it's just Pepe the Frog on 4chan.
Oh yeah. But I'm just saying, like we aren't the alt-right, but I'm saying like it's not like there isn't a justification for their claims.
Yeah.
So we like split off, kind of like the Church of England, and
like Murray Rothbard decided to target redneck hillbillies that are the epitome of the Trump voter and trying to gain notoriety. That's why those letters for Ron Paul existed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so the intellectual foundings of that sort of alt-right resistance, paleoconservative white nationalism are a result of a strategic choice made by Murray Rothbard.
So like those seeds just laid back, they're just finally brew for.
They finally bloomed.
Yeah.
And that's what people are. That's what people like. That's why it's like hard for me to condemn them. Like, well, it was our guy that made the strategic choice to go down that path.
That's why I've heard a lot of older libertarians who have been around since the 70s go, the greatest mistake that the libertarian movement made was going right.
Yep.
Was the Ron Paul Mises Institute Rothbard going right?
It just seems like that's the whole problem when you specifically try and cater to certain groups.
But then, like, you read Rothbard's biography, and he talks about how he spent 50 years writing for the left and catering to the left, and how he failed to gain 1 ounce of it didn't result in 1 ounce of support. He got Karl Hess for a little while, and that was it.
Yeah.
So then it just comes down to, are we just trying to create libertarians?
Well, I think, I mean, if you look at the root of libertarianism, I mean, it is in natural rights, it is in negative liberty, the Constitution restraining government, less government, no government, sort of antithetical to the modern progressive movement in the Democratic Party.
Yeah. I mean, there just isn't. Murray Rothbard was a guy that really tried to build coalitions, left and right. Spent his whole life doing it, changing his content, changing his messaging. He just didn't have a ton of success, except he had some on the right by adopting a strategy of targeting Southern rednecks.
Do you think that's just because they didn't have the intellectual foundation to...
It's because you could talk about how the government... They had a natural apprehension towards government.
And it was a base. They latched onto it.
Anybody?
Yeah, but half of them live off government cheese anyways.
They don't see themselves that way ever.
Right.
No. Well, that's convenient.
That's why a lot of black people are very apt to anarchy and stuff like that. When they break off, when you get them off the thinking of the Democratic plantation, they're easy to go libertarian because they have a great distrust of the government. They understand, the government screws us off, but I still want my food stamp and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they don't see themselves as leeches off the system.
No, it never occurs to them that they're the problem.
Yep.
That's why they were so easy to manipulate.
Yep.
I know that's the reason I am the way I am towards that issue, is because it was a strategic decision to make that. Now, granted, it took a while for it to bloom, but it's not like they don't have a claim to Murray Rothbard either, or Hans Hermann Hoppe.
Yeah, but
not that we want them, but they're not totally unjustified from saying they have the same rightful claim.
But we don't need to feed
them
that story.
No, well, no, but it does need to not be. I mean, we can't just ignore it, or else it becomes taboo.
Especially when you've got Jeffrey Tucker, Jeffrey Tucker worked at the Mises Institute and is the guy responsible for digitizing all of the books by Rothbard, Hoppe, putting them online. He is if you go to their website and you can get the free ebooks, it's Jeffrey Tucker's idea and hard work that did it. That's why you see Fee doing it. And it has been a great credit to Liberty, but at the same time, you kind of are part of the reason that this monster was unleashed. It's the unleashing of free thought.
And he was also one of the reasons that, they're split.
Right,
he left.
Completely.
The brutalist versus the beauty of liberty. When he left in 2013, 2014, and he basically said, screw you guys, I don't like the way you're doing things, and wrote the treatise against libertarian brutalism.
He was the one who coined that term,
right,
brutalist versus, what was the other
The beauty of the liberty.
Yeah, he just I don't know that he coined a term necessarily for that, but he was focused on the negativity of the brutalists. And so I think that was his first step in trying to separate us.
He lived That's the reason he is the way he is. He lived the alt-right, their origins of it, and he realized it was a waste of time. And so that's the reason he's sort of the enlightened one that's the reason he is the way he is, like Brett said.
He's put up with a lot of shit. I mean, I like...
He regrets a lot of that.
Do you think the alt-right in 20 years becomes Jeffrey Tucker?
No. The alt-right will be absorbed by...
There's no way, because Jeffrey Tucker is entirely... is far more intellectual than most of what we're talking about in the alt-right.
True.
And the leading alt-right thinker is in the White House. Stephen Miller. I mean, he and Richard Spencer, they co-chaired the Duke Conservative Union and put on tons of debates and discussions.
He's coming up a lot. Who is this?
So he's the second in command to Bannon in the White House for strategy. Young, super energetic, 33 out of Duke, or 36 out of Duke.
Seems like a real douche.
He is, and he is not good on TV, and he is very, very incendiary, and that's the connection that is yet to really be made in the mainstream media is that Stephen Miller and Richard Spencer, because he's not a name brand yet, when that day happens, that's going to be hell to answer for, because
how has that not become a story already?
Because
he's so behind the scenes,
right?
And so much of what he's done is covered up, and they're trying to keep it under wraps.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But it's not. No one has gone after to find it yet, because there hasn't been a reason for him to be thrown under the bus.
Exactly.
We have an article and video of Stephen Miller on We Are Libertarians, where he was on one of the Sunday shows last week, basically saying the White House will not be questioned. And you can go and see the video of it. And
they are the same person. They're the ones that absolutely, turned the Duke Conservative Union when they were there together into an incendiary firebomb throwing organization. And they're of the same mindset, and they co-chaired it together. But the thing is, Miller had been so behind the scenes, and the vast majority of Americans have no idea who Richard Spencer is.
Mm-hmm. No, they didn't know who he was till he got punched in the face. That's the only reason he got famous.
Freaking Antifa.
What is this Antifa that I keep hearing about?
Anti-fascists. They're the liberal response to they're the alt-left. That's the way to think of them.
Oh, God.
They're the fascist anti-fascists.
Yeah, they're the angry militant left.
I thought they were going with control left.
No.
Yeah.
They're the ones like smashing Starbucks in that limo on Inauguration Day.
So you walked up on it. Like, did you hear that Richard was there, or did you just happen upon this scene?
Yeah, I was walking in the hotel lobby, and another friend that I was with there at the event was like, "Hey, Seth, do you know who Richard Spencer is?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I've heard of him." He's like, "Well, he's over there in the lobby, or over there, in the bar of the hotel." And so I immediately turned around, stopped going to where I was going to go, went over, and just was watching it. And then I started to realize, as people were heckling him and giving him shit, I was like, this is some good stuff. Something's going to happen here. Yeah. So I pulled out my phone and started to live stream it from Facebook.
So what exactly happened between him and Tucker? Can you kind of describe what you saw?
Well, he was going back and forth with a lot of Q&A with other people, and some who were having to try honest conversations, and then there was heckling, and learn to take a punch and all that kind of shit. But then, somebody said that to him. They're like, learn to take a punch.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
He was in the middle of giving her an interview.
And somebody, I think I even got it in the live stream. Somebody held up a sign that they just drawn it in 2 minutes on a notebook paper, and it was like this derpy looking face of Richard Spencer with a fist hitting him, and it said "right in my feels" or something something to that effect.
God, I love the internet.
Don't you? It's just the greatest thing.
So I'm sitting here watching this whole thing, and Richard Spencer is trying to make a cultural point, and he mentions Japan, and some guy shouts, dude, no one cares about your hentai fetish. And I'm like, holy shit, this is live shit posting. Like that's what this was. Like I'm watching shit posting happening live.
You're watching a new, excuse my language, a new fag get just trolled the shit out of on a 4chan board.
So
go back to Reddit.
Yeah, go back to Reddit. The Trump picture Reddit is that way.
Down the hall to the left.
Yeah.
So Jeffrey Tucker walks in at one point with his like scarf flowing down to his knees.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Bittner's question earlier before we went live. It's very relevant.
I have a lot of respect for Jeffrey Tucker. We're not going that.
Oh, he's gotten that question before.
I'm sure he has.
I don't think he's very salty about it. But moving on. So Tucker comes in and he just kind of like looks over at Spencer quizzically, and some people who were getting really like into aggressively heckling Spencer, they all come in and they're like, "Oh my God, Jeffrey Tucker's here!" Like. He's got her back. And then so Jeffrey Tucker just starts talking and everyone else kind of drowns out. And you can see what he said on the video, but from what I remember, it was like kind of paraphrasing. He just said, you're a fascist and your ideas have no place here. You're not welcome. And, you'd be kicked out of this hotel. The only reason you're not is for, public accommodation laws. They're the only thing stopping you from getting out.
Do you feel like I don't know anything about this guy, and I never really have wanted to even talk about it just because I don't know anything about him and I don't find him interesting, and I don't think he may be relevant, but I just think he's overhyped.
I think he's dangerous.
Why do you think he's dangerous?
Because he's the kind of so if you keep making him taboo, he's that weird guy that you put on TV and the taboo boogeyman doesn't match up with how articulate he is. This is a guy that got his degree in English literature and then went and studied at Oxford. He has all the right connections, knows all the right people. He's exceptionally articulate and a student of history.
Next thing you know, he's going to say that he's clean.
No. I mean, but the thing is, he doesn't match up with like your stereotype of the Klansman. So he sells it in a way where you're like,
he's not a skinhead.
Yeah, and he makes very historical points. He talks about ethno states.
He's the alt-right's anarchist in a suit.
Except he's mainstream. Like his connections from going to Duke aren't like going and calling Ian Freeman. It's like calling George Stephanopoulos. That's the danger. And like that's why I think it's the biggest threat. I think the alt-right is the biggest threat to libertarianism, is because this guy is one hell of a spokesman if you're just experiencing him for the first time and don't know the background, because he's so incredibly well read.
I will say, before Tucker came in and all that, it was hard for me to hear everything he was saying and all that, and the other people asking questions. But somebody, if I remember, they were saying something to the effect, I think it was a black guy actually who asked the question and said, do you just like, not like, yeah. Anyways,
Harry was there.
No, believe it or not, there is another one.
Why does he have to be? I'll handle this, Harry. Why does he have to be black, Seth?
He was a black guy because he said, I think he specifically used himself as an example.
Said, yo! Stop being so racist, Seth.
He specifically used himself as an example, saying like, why do you just hate somebody like me because I'm black? You've never met me. You don't know anything about me. And
that's the worst question to ask him, because he just dissects it.
Because from what I could hear, Spencer was saying, it's not that. Well, he was kind of saying something like, "Oh, it's not that I don't have any problem with black people. It's just people should stay amongst their own groups,
right?
And when you have whites and blacks intermixed, it causes tension, it causes conflict, blah blah blah." So
that's the entire foundation of ethno-nationalism. Yeah,
I've not looked into his stuff too much, but from what I gather, like technically he's not a Nazi.
No, what he wants is that
he's a white supremacist.
He wants to decline the constant acts of aggravation by taking people out of their cultural norms. So that's what he advocates for.
Desegregation.
Which I've even...
Honestly, it's what the early paleo-conservative movement in the 1950s, that's why they argued against integration of schools in Alabama, because they said if you put African American children in with white children, they're going to be behind them, and it will create a permanent underclass because they'll never catch up.
And there was even like a black professor from Oklahoma, I think, who was advocating for segregating the schools again.
Right,
He said,
it's a trendy thing, and like that's the danger of Richard Spencer.
Yeah, it's an interesting. I don't know, because like I've heard similar arguments made about like Ancapistan and having private cities and stuff like that. You know, they're saying, you know, having a city of a bunch of, you know, mixed races, it's going to cause more tension.
He basically advocates for a 2-state solution between Palestine and Israel, because you're saying that you keep the Jewish people here and you keep the Arab people here.
Have an ANCAP city that's, you know, where the black people live, and an ANCAP city where the white people live, and you can even have a San Fran ANCAP city where all the gays go to never breed, but you know.
And the key is that their whole justification is to limit the outbreaks of violence by the, you know, what leads to the outbreaks of violence are the integrations.
Right. And my problem with that is how it happens historically, just because there's already so much animosity between these different groups. There is no inherent reason why a black man can't live right next door to his white neighbor and
it's
get
a
along
utopian
just fine.
theory.
Right, but the problem you have is all the millennia of baggage and history and shit, and we was Kangs and we was Viking lords and all this shit that you have to.
Yeah, we're not starting with a clean slate here. This is
that's why like you had the creation of Liberia in Africa. You know, and that's why you know they call it their capital. They still refer to as Monrovia,
and they use American dollars, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the sort of the implementation of this sort of theory. Now, and like that's what scares me, is this is a utopian theory by an extremely well-read, articulate guy that if you don't come in knowing he's a racist, you're like, he's got some interesting ideas, and that's dangerous in application, and it's dangerous for libertarianism to get tied into it.
Because while he'll package it as, oh no, I don't have a problem with black people, I just want peace and, you know, not a lot of conflict, so that's why I want it separated. That's how he sells it, but in reality, what do you see that getting turned into? If
that, I don't want it to be turned into anything, because that's
but if it does, what
dream.
is that? Is that going next door, rounding up all the black people and shipping them back to Africa?
No, honestly, it's school vouchers.
It's
if you give different groups and communities the choice. No, but if you give different groups and communities the choice of what schools they want to go to, they're going to pick the same. That's the danger of school choice.
You're actually seeing that educationally, but not in a racial way. But you're seeing it now when you have when you have single sex academies.
Oh yeah,
where you have all girls schools and all boys schools that are, and it's actually a fad right now in education for that to be a way, because you are separating out the stress and the distraction, using air quotes, of having mixed gender education. So Greg's actually right about segregating in that way, but it's happening currently on a gender basis rather than a racial basis.
And this is a random side note, but from everything I've heard, a lot of gay shit goes down in those all boys.
Oh, I'm sure that it does.
So there's frustration of a different matter happening.
But I'm just pointing to that's a
worry to me.
A fix that's happening right now in the educational world, and a lot of that is because of the voucher system and charter schools, where they're able to.
And unfairly labeled, and it's unfairly leveled at the. It's not the charter school's fault.
No,
the
not at
parents
all.
are choosing this, and then yet that gets labeled as a criticism. I mean, America just has to say, you know, maybe if we're not playing social planner, results happen we may not have intended.
Right.
Well, the thing is, like, there's also there's case in point, and there's like studies done that boys learn better next to all boys, and girls learn better with next to all girls, because they have two different learning styles. A lot of boys are very fidgety, likes to get up and move around, and girls like to sit down and read books. Not all girls, but majority of them, and most of the public school system is designed for little girls. That's why you see a lot of boys on ADHD medication, all kinds of different other stuff, or being in trouble.
Yeah.
That's why the boys' academies.
What is it, like 10% of young boys they're saying have ADHD or something?
Whoa!
It's way more than that. It's like 70%.
As far as
or
diagnosed,
something.
it's ridiculously high.
It's almost 100.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
It was
unreal.
It was some crazy
for the generation that's in elementary school.
Yeah.
Now, it's absolutely crazy.
It's some crazy statistic, and it's just like, look, you're telling me that you know,
like close
this percent of our young boys like have something mentally wrong with them, and conveniently enough, here's a doctor with a prescription, and the drug companies behind it, money please. Or maybe he's an 8-year-old boy and you're trying to get him to sit still in a fucking math class
for 7 hours.
For 7 hours of a goddamn day.
No one can do that.
Right. ADHD is very fluid.
I'm 24 and I can hardly sit at the same desk for
it's
3
unreal.
hours.
I don't know the percentage. I have to say that it's probably higher than what Seth quoted.
10%?
Just from what I've seen in terms of the way that it's diagnosed and had drugs prescribed.
It's like 70%.
And the worst part is that the schools are complicit because they're suggesting to parents that perhaps their kid has ADD or ADHD and that they should be tested.
And then when you get that, when you as a parent,
because they're trouble in class,
and as a parent, when you get that diagnosis, and the school counselor, there's teachers, and the doctors, when all the experts are saying
it's an assembly line.
Yeah,
correct. Yeah.
When all the experts, when all the experts are saying
not that high,
when all the experts are saying that your kid is fucked in the head. What is easier for you to do? Shell out the money and buy him a pill to fix little Timmy, or instead of actually talking with him and trying to figure out something about your kid, and maybe he just doesn't want to sit 7 hours a day in a math class. Maybe he needs to homeschool.
They're at the school the majority of the day. I mean, you're not.
No offense, Bittner.
But the other thing
go ahead.
Our schools sometimes won't even let your kid come in if they believe your kid have ADHD.
Right.
If the doctor says you can't come back to the school until you get on medication.
Another
and the
reason
school has to have
to
the medication
avoid
on
public
hand
schools.
too. That's another thing.
Control
all
it.
seriousness.
Yeah.
That is the most
they're the pharmacy.
unbelievable thing to me that they basically have created. They created demand.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's self-fulfilling demand.
If you look at the chart,
they're
rise
raising
of
it up
the
in
ADHD,
volume because
it's right on par.
Ritalin and the ADHD meds.
What are they? It's Ritalin
generic.
and what?
It's Ritalin and
I've heard of Ritalin. I didn't.
It's methamphetamines. What it is.
it's just straight up amphetamines.
Yeah, there's one real popular one. Whatever.
It's Ritalin.
Anyhow,
Adderall.
They're
Adderall. That's a real popular one.
But they're basically getting to be they're already generic. They're the
out of protection.
Yeah, they're outside the 7 years or whatever. So they're just
volume's the only way to make money.
Volume is the only way to make money on it.
Correct.
We got the documents. I don't want to get to Alex Jones.
Why do you think the frogs are gay?
We've got the documents.
It's all the piss.
But it all goes into it because once those kids, 18, have been on these drugs their entire life, they
can't
out.
get off.
Right. They can't
It's a
get off.
methamphetamine. How can
They
you?
go. You're right. They go. Get on meth. They get on heroin. They get on something else. The moment they get off, especially when they get off their parents' insurance. Yeah.
That
on
is
the painkiller.
amazing to me that it's that kind of.
Absolutely.
That's almost criminal, really.
It
Think
is.
about it. That's
So
almost
much of
criminal.
what happens in schools is criminal.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
It's-
Dang,
But
though,
if you
man.
look at
If it's
the
that high a
breakdown,
number.
the sex, like
We
you put
just
some females in a
exposed.
vocational class.
Brett Bittner just brought down
Females
Big Pharma.
learn-
Oh, really?
We have the documents.
Yeah.
We have the documents.
I know.
How?
By exposing the assembly line of schools where teachers can recommend that boys are unruly, and so tell them to go to a doctor, get them prescribed ADHD.
No, he's 100%. I had dinner this past Saturday night with a friend who is a social worker in schools. And
Did Tad once have a discussion with this said woman about Africa?
did.
Okay.
Yes. And so basically what happened, stop the chatter, boys.
Unproven.
Shh. And so she was basically saying that in every classroom, there are 1 to 4 kids who just are unruly, and the teacher just doesn't want to deal with them. And so they send them to the school psychologist or to the social worker, and they get recommended for drugs, and it's a very real problem. I mean, you think about a school with, you've got a class of 22 in 8th grade, and 4 of those kids in every classroom across America are being recommended for. That's why everybody's on ADHD drugs.
Wait, isn't your sister a teacher?
Yeah, but she teaches first grade, so
Yeah, that's where it starts.
She hasn't prescribed. To my knowledge, she's either never mentioned it or she's never
Ask her about it.
Yeah, I will.
You should. I mean, my nephew.
She would normally mention it, and she hasn't mentioned that.
My nephew is 6, and he's going through that testing now. Now, he does have some developmental issues. He was born really early, and he does have some behavioral issues. And I can tell from the conversations that I've had that he is more well-behaved, but I don't know what the detriment to him is going to be in the long term because
Right. Do they
he's
even know?
6 years old, and they're putting him on amphetamines. They're putting him on these ADHD meds.
Also, by the way, if anybody out there can hook me up with a prescription for Adderall, I would very much be interested in that.
Remember the talks we were talking about earlier about how you want to shield yourself from lawsuits?
I'm just saying that I have a problem focusing. You all heard Jeff mention it earlier, and Daddy needs a little help.
Have you tried coffee?
Yeah.
I'm on so much jet alert, you can't even wrap your mind around it.
Have you tried Super Male Vitality?
Oh, I'm on like 4.
Is the woke juice here?
Oh, yeah. You guys want some?
Yes.
Yes.
I've had some. I
Around
know
the
how
room.
expensive it is, so I don't want to take it.
Oh, no. Everybody's getting around.
Oh, this is beautiful.
in
We
one
need
month.
pictures.
Tad's Total
pause it?
Testosterone's coming out. Triple T. It's
Are
gonna
we
shit all
still
over
going?
that stuff.
No, keep going.
Okay, so we're
Did you
getting
pause it?
Spangle's going to get the woke juice.
Yes.
Oh, I can't. Have you never had it?
I've never had it.
Have you never had it?
I've never had it either.
No, is this the dropper shit? No, I haven't.
Yeah, I never had it, but I
Oh,
don't need
you
that
guys!
stuff.
I swear you're gonna start sweating
Because
Am I gonna,
You're gonna
am I
start-
gonna like finally fall asleep at 9 a.m. tomorrow? Like, how's this?
it will hit you like a ton of bricks. Like you, Seth, you might. If there was a girl here, you might be into her. Like I'm not even kidding. It's that bad.
That would be effective.
All
Yeah.
right, lean back your little head.
Hey, does someone? My phone's dead.
This
Who can
isn't
take pictures?
iodine, is it?
Oh, wait. Let me get a picture. Hold on.
Redo.
Damn.
You don't have to give him any. Just
I am
Come on, you gotta have a
butthole.
second.
Oh no.
Come on.
2 of them?
There we go. Oh,
we're
Hilarious.
trying to get the woke juice out.
Oh my
Seth
god.
is getting
I unbuttoned
woke.
my top
Seth
button,
is
so
getting
all this
woke
hair I'm
up
gonna
in
be
here.
All right,
Oh.
lean your head back. Lean your head back.
Harry might become white.
That
It's that powerful.
that tastes like
Oh no.
All right.
rancid prune juice.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
It's
Woke
na-
juice.
nasty as
The
fuck.
worst prune
Now,
juice
Tad,
I've
get
ever had.
Bittner.
I got you.
Oh my god.
All right, lean
Tastes
your-
like the woods.
All right.
After the rain. Hold on, huh? Just a
Open the
picture.
hatch and down the gullet. Here we go.
Oh, Bittner's getting woke. Oh.
Yeah.
You're supposed to take like 1 or 2
Yeah.
drops.
Drop
that's
it.
terrible.
And you just squirted the whole damn
Hey, wait.
dropper in his throat.
You're supposed to have several droppers.
Hold on. I have a question.
Several
Are there any
droppers?
carbs in that?
Oh no, you're fucked.
All
No.
carb.
No, it's
Starts
all.
with-
Are you kidding me? It's all
It's
woke.
so sweet.
It is. It's really. It's yeah.
It's
My tongue's
especially
numb.
to,
It's
My tongue's numb.
it's
Yeah.
rancid prune juice. That's what it tastes like.
My tongue is numb.
I know.
Here, you want to chase it with some Fireball?
This
Come on,
thing.
guys.
It's just. It got out of
Getting
control
woke in
quick.
here
Fucking do
after
this.
the document.
Oh my god.
See, I'm gonna get super woke.
Spangle's
dropper-
chest
I got
hair
those.
is.
Dropper
is. Oh my god.
Oh my
He's
god.
doing
It's our
3.
fourth
He just
dropper
went for
down.
3.
Oh no, that was 4.
That's
You were ready to do
four? Oh, my
5?
God.
You're in the 7th dimension right
You want to
now.
get
If he
fucking
starts ripping his shirt off,
Yeah.
He is. He is.
an animal.
Any second now, he's going to turn into a shape-shifting pedophile.
I'm hunting pedophiles now. Let's do this.
Speaking
We've
of
reached
which,
interdimensional levels.
speaking of which, do we want to talk about what happened with Milo?
Yeah.
You're the expert, right? On Milo.
I'll be honest. I did.
Why?
No,
Well, hold
no,
on,
no,
hold on a
no,
second
no,
now.
No, I'm
what?
fucking with you.
He just
Why?
called-
Why?
You-
What would that?
Your people
Seth doesn't
talk,
have
right?
a black boyfriend.
I
Not yet.
Don't.
Not today.
No.
Seth
Are
prefers
you
Asians.
against it?
In theory, no. I mean, what? I'm confused.
So only in practice.
You gotta be consistent here.
I'm trying to figure out
That's
what's
for black and yellow. Okay.
We just exposed Seth's
No, no, no,
racism.
no.
Seth's
Yellow and brown. and
Makes the
white.
good medicine go down. Am I right, Seth?
It does. That it
woke.
does.
Is it because you like good rice
Fully
and curry?
woke.
What?
Is it because you like good rice and
Tyler's
curry?
eyes are.
no,
or Tad's
I'm
eyes are wide
actually
open.
not. I don't like spicy food at all.
Shit. Do they make that?
But when it
They
comes
make
to
that
my
dry
boys, I
flavor.
want them to be a little spicy.
One at a time, please.
Okay.
So.
I'm sorry. There was a conversation.
Tad, please reel your autism in.
Yeah.
I'm woke right now. It's not the autism.
Turn
It's
the
the
screeching
wokeness.
down just a tad.
Inside autism voices.
Sorry.
Have you ever tried to build your company on the back of autists? Because it's really
Because we've been trying that for
Only
5
if they're
years.
Mexicans.
It's taken me 5 years to get to this point, and it's like pulling a lead weight.
Hey, it makes for good content.
I like that Bittner is about to throw up.
He is.
Some
just
people
he's
can't
still-
handle being woke.
He took one dropper. I had 5, brother. I almost turned into Hulk Hogan there.
I heard
Your
it.
voice just
I heard
went
a
down
little
an
Hulk
octave.
Hogan in there.
You, I'm going full Macho Man. You.
Oh yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Never to a Ted Jim.
Well, we've covered ethno-nationalism and Richard Spencer. We've exposed Seth's racism.
Hey now.
Bittner got woke. Tyler got woke, or Tad got woke. Harry, how are you feeling over there? You seem like it didn't even move the needle for you, brother.
It barely did. Only thing I did was like make sure I have a new shipment of fluoride filters coming to my house.
Do you buy from InfoWars?
No, I get it from somewhere else. Because I like to buy in bulk. I can't get those filters in bulk and get them straight from.
Do you use fluoride filters?
Yeah, I've got them on my my shower head, and I get water shipment to the house.
Do you have a water? Do you have a water
No, you
softener
don't.
in addition?
I
to
do.
this?
I get water shipped to the house, and I have filters in my shower. I'll Snapchat you next time I'm in the shower.
You're telling me that you actually put fluoride filters on your shower heads?
Yeah, you don't want that on your body. You don't want.
How
to
did we not know this? That's full woke.
Do you have Yeah, I don't
Oh,
know.
boy.
burps.
Yeah, I even have non-fluoride toothpaste.
Harry,
No,
do
you
you have
not.
I do have.
Do you have a water?
And you have pearly
Do you have a
whites.
water softener in addition to all this?
No, I do not use a water
Here he
softener.
has filters
man.
on his shower heads.
I think he's lying.
I think he is too.
No, I have a filter.
He's done a good job at bullshitting us this far.
He has.
Yeah.
No, I do have this. I have to buy it.
Okay,
It's like-
from a man who
this-
owns like 7 grills and drinks 9 cups of coffee a day,
And the kind of you
it
put
makes
meat on.
sense why the full woke juice
Didn't do anything.
That's
is
true.
like
What a waste.
nine cups of coffee.
Seth, Harry,
Yes.
I don't know how I got you two confused. Harry, look deep.
We're
in
part of the
eyes.
minority caucus, so
Okay.
Why?
Why what?
I want you to explain to me why.
Why what?
holy shit, we are discussing fluoride.
Why?
4 years later, and it's finally
Galt would be
happening.
so triggered.
Galt is somewhere with flashing lights, waving his hand, going, "It's happening right now."
Listen,
And
March
Creighton is rolling around in
March
the alley
13th.
he's wasted in.
March 13th, we are Libertarians live at Morty's Comedy Joint. We're going to be celebrating the 200th episode and the 5th anniversary of We Are Libertarians. So make sure you join us at 7 p.m. at Morty's Comedy Joint.
And wear green.
He's worried about carbs. Brett Bittner's worried about carbs.
I was going to
He
ask
doesn't
if
understand that
Morty's
woke
like-
supersedes keto.
Well,
You burnt so many calories.
there's no sweetener in it that I can see. Just some dirty old roots.
So much wokeness. Maybe you just weren't ready for all this.
He's so
He's seeing it in other dimensions.
as I
seems
went in to
visibly
get
bothered.
it. He's so upset with himself
he's
and
sweating.
me and
He's
like-
hot, isn't he? It's happening, isn't it?
you getting woke?
His head's sweating.
Are you about to rant about interdimensional shape-shifting leaders?
Vampires.
Look at him pull his shirt open.
As I went in to get it, I was like, "This is gonna ruin somebody's night." Because
Probably mine.
This stuff doesn't
So-
taste bad.
In addition to the no carbs thing,
Do you have any food allergies? Because you are starting to get blotchy.
I haven't had caffeine since the end of October.
Uh huh.
I have food allergies.
That's what it is.
Let me read it.
Is there
Yeah.
caffeine in it? Here.
Yeah.
No, just the effects of stimulant
uppers.
like that. Yeah.
That's
see,
what it is.
I don't think that there's anything in it that actually does anything. To be
Yes.
quite honest.
How dare you?
I can't feel anything.
So I took
Well,
5.
Too woke.
different types of root.
Here,
I had no idea you were such a woke guy.
I'm reading
woke.
the
Do you
ingredients
collect
in
rainwater?
this. There's a fruit, 3 different types.
I don't know how to answer
4
that
different
because
types
I'm
of
actually,
root.
I superseded rainwater.
I turned off all your mics. I'm off. Quiet, everybody.
All right. I'm reading the Super Male Vitality ingredients. There's a fruit in here, 4 different kinds of roots, 2
Did you
barks.
say there's a fruit in here?
Yeah. Okay, because its name is Tribulus terresteris. Yes, and then there's like a leaf in the stem because they have all these weird names, and then in parentheses they have what it is. So there's a fruit, 4 different roots, 2 barks, and a leaf and stem.
4 straights.
Tad don't
2
smoke
turtle
those
doves,
seed your stem.
and a Nazi in a pear tree.
Yes.
You're a red.
Poor Brett Bittner. We fucked him up good.
Are our mics on now?
Oh yeah, everybody's
Okay.
mics are on.
He's commie red right now.
Harry,
We might have to fire up the helicopters. I'm seeing some red scare in here.
Yep.
Harry. Harry actually somehow has managed to. He doesn't collect rainwater. He goes even a step further. so do you cloud seed? Is that what you do?
Hold on, I turned your mic off. Hold on. Here we go.
Turn my mic. Silencing black people. Actually, I have a collection of filters, and my sump pump is so low in the ground. I got such groundwater around my house, and I can filter it that way. I can do about 25 gallons in the basement of my house in the course of probably 8 hours.
And you still pay to have water shipped to your home?
Because you don't want them to know you're off their grid. You want to be on it.
Smart.
Because if you're
dude, you are Satoshi Nakamoto.
He's woke as far off their grid. They can condemn your house because you're off the grid. Because you're.
Did you know?
I had no clue he's this crazy.
This is
he's woke, not crazy.
If you've been mocking Alex
Jones,
Jones,
show up on Saturdays, you would already know how crazy
he
is.
This?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. There's a black comedian who does a bit about black people. It's like, you ever go to Thanksgiving dinner? It's like, listen to the motherfucking Alex Jones there. Everybody fucking crazy. They talk about the Illuminati and Blue Ivy ass in the Illuminati.
And then, this whole time, we thought Harry was just. First, we thought he was like a respectable conservative.
The most normal of us all.
He makes Alex Jones look like a moderate.
Crazy man.
Wow, Harry, way to keep a
Alex
secret.
Jones is CIA shill.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, he's that
Disinfo.
comedian.
Yeah, he was married to a Jew.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. That's a very hard W you had there. It's a very hard W, Tad. Maybe we should take it up to ish, okay? Let's add an ish to that to not be so anti-Semitic. Please.
We gave Richard Spencer a fair chance. I think it's fair to say that we couldn't offend anybody else, no matter what we said at this point.
Of course. All right. Well, let's start wrapping it up.
It's time to close it up.
We still haven't touched on Milo.
We'll do that as an episode.
All right,
we'll do that next time. We got you add that to your list of your podcasts. So on your 20.
It's actually once you read about it, it's something you would like.
Harry and Seth do a little podcast of their own on Twitch.
Until Seth came out as racist.
I'll tell you what though, Harry, nobody has a better bit rate than Harry.
Yep, I have high bit rate. I have many frames. My 2 R9s are screaming. It's PC Master Race. Anyone on
did
console,
he just wait?
He
a
did.
minute.
He said that. Go away, dirty console.
He did.
Peasants.
Dirty
We don't
console
need
peasants
you.
that are listening to the show on their consoles. How dare you? Throw them away.
He said PC
Disgusting,
Master Race.
720p, 30 frames a second on an FPS. 55-degree field of view. Get out of here with that shit.
Yeah,
it's disgusting.
It's freaking junk. And they wanted to go well, I could do 4K now after you're spending what?
Oh,
400
come on.
more
4K?
Yeah,
PS4's 4K is bullshit. It's not real 4K.
Yeah,
They're right.
I'm still Dreamcast Master.
A $10,000 PC rig today might be able to run 4K at 30 frames.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not there yet.
Yeah. If you're
especially
streaming
a console and not overheat on itself. That's how I get most of the consoles at my recycling plants because they try to do that.
But your $400 console can run 4K.
Yeah,
okay,
sure,
bro.
yeah.
Cool story.
If you want to hear more of this resolution
now,
circle jerk,
if the audience can't see this, but just this entire last interaction, Seth and Harry were both squatting with their arms over their head, waving in the air, yelling back and forth at each other
in some unknown language.
Can we get a picture of that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god. We need to
Screeching, eating graphics cards. My frames.
And the rest of us are just
I'm
looking
just
here
like,
confused.
oh my God.
I thought the male vitality had finally taken hold and they were speaking another language.
Interdimensional.
You know how in the Sixth Sense when he sees a ghost and everyone else looks and it's like the kid's just talking to himself or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
I want to see a video from Harry and my perspective, we're just normally talking, and then you guys are looking at us, and we're just there going.
That's what happened.
That was all you saw for the last 5 minutes.
Let me be honest. I normally don't. My profession is video streaming at this point, and so I knew exactly what Harry was talking about for the first time ever. So I blame the male vitality. But yeah, you guys have a Twitch channel for We Are Libertarians now. It's We Are the letter R Libertarians because James registered We Are Libertarians and refuses to go find the email. Oh, bro, I set that up last year, bro, and that's in an email that I can't go look at because I'm so far up. I'm like, just do it.
Wow,
James.
It's worth
Hack
it.
it, James.
Bruh.
Yeah. So we moved it off of my personal Twitch stream, so now I can do what I want on there and watch all the girls that play LOL on there on my own stream, not to watch everybody. So you go to We Are Libertarians, which are Libertarians. It's great.
League titty streamers, basically.
Oh, okay.
You would like it.
You mean
Spangle.
ex-hamster?
No, these chicks play
my God.
solitaire.
You are
with
one of
their
those
tits out.
straight people. aren't
How
you?
great is it
stay
though
off my
in
laptop.
chat? And I feel sorry that guy we used to know that isn't here. We couldn't talk about.
I know.
that
I miss
James
him.
Neese last Friday night created an entire new genre of porn.
You did.
Bucktown porn is the number
It's
one
true.
trending search on Pornhub. After
What do I want to know?
It's the white trash of Martinsville.
And
Super white.
Martinsville
That's
is
gross.
basically the West Virginia of Indiana. And
Yeah,
so within
that's
West
very true.
Virginia, there's another West Virginia, and that is Bucktown.
And somebody that Spangle has been wanting, and a listener, Hannah Weber,
More than a listener to me.
he's been wanting to make part of this show, sent us a video from Christmas that was of her cousin Prowler,
Prowler is his name.
Sprout, and Uncle Bud.
Named after a great automobile. I might
Yeah.
Shut the
add.
fuck up.
Swear to God.
Those are not
way.
real
They're
people.
given
No,
names.
this is some
Not in a million
country.
years.
Given names.
This is some
Government
country
names.
figure.
Government
I want to see the
names.
birth certificate.
I have the documents. I have the documents.
I've seen the documents.
Yeah.
This is like that's some shit she made up to fit in with
swear
her whole
to you-
country girl persona.
I swear to you it's
bullshit.
true.
That's-
I have been doing a
I can't believe that.
thorough investigation of this girl.
She sent me a picture of her log splitter.
Was it generous and thorough?
She's 21 and adorable, so you know I'm.
and a scumbag Republicans.
No, she's not. She's
When I knew her, she was a scumbag
she was,
Republican.
but she's not anymore.
She still awfully sounds like it. I don't know.
You're just it's just because she's
Screeching.
screeching at me right now.
Well, let's wrap this thing up.
All right. Final thoughts for this episode. Harry Price.
Yeah. So yeah, come watch Seth and I stream. We're playing right now. 7 Days to Die. We'll go back to streaming now that Seth has stopped. Going around the country seeing.
That's not true. I'm moving this weekend.
What?
So
It's okay.
my computer's not going to be set
It's okay.
up.
I got an anime convention to go to this week, because I couldn't stream this weekend either.
And
All
we
right,
have
do
plans
your
on
anime
Saturday.
thing. That'll
And
be
I've got
fun.
plans this Saturday. I got yoga and brunch.
Yoga and brunch with Bittner.
Hey, it's Basic White Girl Saturdays.
Yep.
And then mimosas with Tad at 12.
Yeah. Tad, what about you? Anything on the
Well, we got the Tad Western podcast, which is
Tad Talk.
Tad Talk, huge success. You probably already followed. You probably listened.
1.7 million downloads?
Where?
First week,
Where?
everywhere.
No, but I mean, where was the
Billboards.
number one country?
How many
Oh,
episodes?
Turkey! I'm huge in Turkey.
How many episodes are out?
Believe we'll be on Tad 6 this week.
And how many of those 6 are still up?
3, because
That's him
three
shaming you.
3 have been taken down by the globalists.
Oh,
Google is after my ad revenue. You can't even search Tad Western. None of my stuff comes up because they're
Chrome-
trying to censor me.
That is
has-
true.
Chrome has blocked access to tadwestern.edu.
if I search for
I
Tad
tried.
Western,
I tried.
Try
in
it.
Chrome porn
You're
mode?
on a fucking
Yeah.
list. If you
in
search
porn
for it.
mode of Chrome,
I-
the
no, I
incognito.
searched
That's
for it.
how you really have to do it.
I searched for Tad Western because I was trying to make a meme of him, and it was
can't.
like whitewashed.
You can't.
You couldn't find Tad Western if you
can't.
tried.
Tad
nobody
Western-
knew who Tad Western was on
Listen.
the internet. It's sad.
I had my blood tested. the
Or
other week,
Illuminati.
and it came back. I had plutonium-67 in it. They're trying to Roger Stone me, people.
They are.
Harry's right. You have to have a water supply.
Harry's crying now. He's got tears.
Harry's actually got tears in his eyes.
No, Harry's woke. That's the wokeness.
Now
Harry,
it
show me
hits
your
him.
palms.
Hold on.
Somebody filter those tears. Those are triple filtered.
The moment when the woke juice hits you.
There's no fluoride in those tears. Hey, I'm gonna distill those into Tad's vodka.
Good. I'm good.
Triple woke vodka, Tad style.
I got to be honest. You don't think Tad Western is funny. You're not American.
Join Al Qaeda.
Yeah.
Not
Join Al Qaeda.
Go join
take my
ISIS.
hat off to that.
Yep. If you ever message me on any medium and say, "Do you ask me if I think Tad is funny?" I'm going to immediately report you to Homeland Security as a terrorist.
I'll confess, early on, I thought the Tad Western thing was pretty stupid, but
Yeah.
it's starting to grow on me.
I know.
In a very
It's a
weird,
slow boil.
uncomfortable
You
way.
got Tad
yeah.
boner, don't you?
Just a little bit. It's
You're
a
coming
little.
to the dude ranch, aren't you?
It's
little
a
Tad
good
chub.
semi.
You
It's a
got
good-
Tad
like-
chub, don't you?
It's not like when Jeff is around.
No.
Here's
I mean, I
the
can
thing.
see. It's not like when Jeff is around.
When Jeff is around, I need a minute before I stand up.
You have to understand, probably one of my, I would say definitely top 3 favorite comedic minds, influences, whatever, is Andy Kaufman. I love Andy Kaufman. I love when people can't tell if something is real or serious or not. I know you're not much of a fan of Andy Kaufman.
I am, but like it's one of those things where when
he
someone
was
just
Jewish,
absolutely loves
wasn't
him,
it,
I love
Greg?
to take the contrarian view and watch how
I
mad they
know
get.
you're a cunt, and so much like Borat, like Sacha Baron Cohen, I think is hilarious.
Oh, the best.
Borat is one of the funniest.
Borat and Ron Paul.
Yes.
Perfect.
Oh, that was
my
amazing.
god.
to queer me.
No, I thought Ron
was
Paul
Bruno.
runs
It was
out and he goes,
Bruno.
"He's queer as
That was
blazes."
That was Bruno.
That was Bruno.
Oh,
With the Mexican chair people.
That was
Oh
Bruno.
shit! I had that
Borat was
No.
Bob Barr.
Borat was Bob
Borat was
Barr.
Bob Barr and Alan Keyes.
Libertarian. Yeah, Alan
He's a
Keyes.
real life chocolate face.
And so to me, like if you don't know, Andy Kaufman has been dead since the 70s, but because
Supposedly.
because people don't know if he's dead or not. Because
According to Wikipedia, he died in '84.
84, okay, and he died of cancer. But apparently, like there were rumors that he was. He's just a great troll.
That's how good of a troll he was.
Yeah.
People aren't sure if he had actually died or this is a bit.
Right, that he's committed to a death bit for 35 years or whatever it is.
And it would be the greatest troll of all time.
He's truly a genius, and if you don't know who it is, go watch on YouTube Andy Kaufman. There was a period where like he was on the first SNL and he did some Mighty Mouse stuff, and that's not great. The wrestling stuff that he did.
Oh yeah.
Once you get to the wrestling stuff,
When he
and him
with
and
Jerry
Letterman,
Lawler.
and
That is amazing. Man on the Moon was a fantastic
With Jim
biopic
Carrey.
with Jim Carrey.
So there's this one where he's like, "I'm gonna take you down, Jerry Lawler," and he was making fun of Southerners, and there was like this big woman, and he wrestles this big woman. He's like, "I could beat a woman. I'm about hitting," like he's like super misogynistic. You'd love it, Greg. It's very.
I don't know
funny.
what you're implying.
Yeah, and so.
Map to the kitchen.
What did you say this week, Greg? That who was it that you?
That girl that's is she HuffPo?
She writes for HuffPo and the local alternative weekly,
And she was just being over the top feminazi, and
I wanted to date her, but she I'm busy this week and maybe some other time.
and
I
that was
like,
part of the reason I put her in her place.
Right.
And so I said, run along, hun. This is man talk. Chop, chop. And you would have thought that the most offensive thing I've ever said, like,
not even
it
close.
triggered every guy, too, because every guy was white knighting. And so every guy was like, that's horrible. And I'm just like, I just kept posting Trump memes.
What did she say in response? I never actually went back.
She
and
gave
looked.
me she actually liked it and then gave me a middle finger and then like said that's funny or whatever.
Here's what you have to understand about that girl. She's actually a troll at heart. And you know how I'm into liberal girls who are trolls.
Yeah.
So
Can
her
we get
loss.
back talking about Tad? I wasn't finished yet.
Tad, you have the floor.
I was
Your
just trying
final
to get
thoughts.
everybody woke. Anyway, Tad Talk is doing wonderful. We're going to be on our 6th episode this weekend.
Who's on it?
Well, I would invite you, but you wouldn't show up.
Not true.
Not true?
Remember, if you check the documents, I tried to come twice.
That
The first
is
time
true.
Spangle
You
didn't
were
respond.
shot down by somebody else who was trying.
That's true. So
But
I
someone
wanted.
needed. Listen, someone needed the Tad bump more than you did. And we're not gonna put up names out there, but you can go back and look at the. You can look at the history.
I love Turks.
Yes. So
All
anyway, go out, people. Get the Tad Talk podcast. You dip.
He's playing with Tad's dip.
When I dip, you dip. We all dip.
When I put
Yeah,
my hand up on your
Eric.
hip. When I
Eric.
dip, you dip, we dip.
Listen, hey. I'm a product of hip hop. Anywho,
Everything about it is dumb.
I've got the plutonium 67. We're trying to Roger Stone me.
you guys are all government shills. Anyway, get Tad Talk. You will be fully woke afterwards. That's all I've got to say.
Some of us are now.
What an idiot. All right.
Super male vitality.
Brett Bittner.
Super Tad. Oh, the Tad's Tropical Cruise. I've got listeners. I gotta keep.
He said if anybody wants to join your cruise,
On spring break.
I
On
gotta
spring
give them the
break.
updates. There's update. It's a pain in the ass trying to put a cruise together. I should have took the advice and got someone to do it for me, but I'm a Tad's a control freak, and I like things to be perfect.
What about is the college shut down?
No, the college is not shut down nor under investigations that the liberal media would have you to believe.
So you're still serious about Syrians?
No, I'm serious about Syrians, and I need to inform the informants about everything that I know. So if you want to be super woke, sign up, tadwestern.edu.
.edu.
Right.
Major in Syrians.
Matter of fact, we'll find you. That's how selective. I don't give a shit what you scored on your SAT, ACT. I don't care what dodgeball.
He's not even smiling. He's not even smiling.
I don't care. We will find you.
We'll find you.
Tadwestern.edu it's like meeting the minds on LSD. It is what's going to be. You get a degree from tadwestern.edu. You are automatically enrolled in the Illuminati and everything else.
See,
You're a world leader.
All right, or is that it?
I think.
All right, we'll give you, before we final wrap up, we'll give you the chance to go one last little time again.
yeah. So prepare your.
So
You asked me if I had anything to plug.
We're going to let you do it again. We're just going to go to Bittner for right
I just
now.
love to inform the people. You go ahead, little Brett Bittner.
Prepare a yarn.
He's lost 10 pounds of sweat. He's gonna be asking where a scale is. His Fitbit's been going off all night.
How are you handling things,
His Fit
Brett?
Bittner.
I am pretty sure I'm going to be up all night.
You will. You're going to be doing a Wikipedia on
Yep.
MK Ultra like none other.
I've already started.
Have you guys heard about this thing called HARP? It's a radio signal that controls your mind. And Harry's like over there going, I tapped into HARP last week.
He's got pineapple.
Is that little beanie like protect your mind from the harp waves?
What you can't see is that it's actually lined with tinfoil.
On the inside? Oh, yeah.
So when we're at yoga and he takes it off, you get a glimpse.
He takes it off?
Rarely.
Yoga's a safe space.
Yeah, yoga is a very safe space.
The harp waves don't go in there.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can't take pictures in there either.
It's because the positive energy flowing around.
Correct. Yeah. You
No,
don't,
those
no
good
pictures, no
vibes, man.
videos.
He's like on Better Call Saul. You got to take your cell phones and put it in the mailbox.
Yep.
Oh, man.
That's what it's like riding in the car with Harry.
Brett Bittner is looking for a new career.
Sure, absolutely. Why not?
Yeah, plug yourself.
Hey, I'm super woke.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
He's
All
a-
opportunities come my way.
He
Have you talked to Miranda?
I'd be happy to.
I think that's a potential career for you.
I could use a ranch hand.
You could go down to Beef Dip Bear Week and
With Jesse Riddle?
yeah, I'm sure they'd like you there.
Am I big enough now?
That's true.
Do you
Fat Bender
measure
would've
up?
been
Is that what
better.
you're
Yeah.
asking?
Are you? So he's an otter now?
Yeah, you'd be closer along that otter bear spectrum.
All right. Well, now I know.
An autistic
I'll
otter?
I'll have to change all of my
That's
my social
favorite
media
Saturday
profiles.
morning cartoon.
The autistic otter?
We eat off our bellies.
I think you nailed it. That's so bad. But we can say it because Tad's autistic.
And black.
Is he our autism insurance?
He is our autism insurance.
So anything else, Mr. Bittner?
Nothing.
Good to have you back on, Seth. Ezekiel? What? Isn't that your middle name?
No, it's Patrick.
Oh, shit. I thought it was Ezekiel.
I was so confused there.
I don't know why I thought that.
My parents aren't that biblical.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
Why don't you just call him Job or something like?
Patience Job?
Yeah.
Joe Boo needs a refill? Major League? No reference?
Nope.
What a bunch of Aspies.
I'm too gay for sports. I don't do that.
Okay.
Thanks,
Just-
Harry.
Much like Job, he's trying to have his back 40 destroyed.
Oh,
Damn, that's a good one. I like
nailed
that.
it.
It's a hard task, but I keep trying.
If you're an aggressive top.
Pretty indestructible. Yeah.
Elaborate.
Challengers
Elaborate.
email at
Well,
If you're looking for an indestructible behole,
Challenge accepted.
a behole, then
slide into those DMs.
Basically, if you had a rough
it's going
week
to have to be a
and you're
group
looking
effort
for a
at this
bottom,
point. One just
it's
won't.
going to be a group effort.
God.
And this is why I have you keep my last name off the show
Yeah.
notes. I don't want future employers
Yeah.
looking this up.
Sorry to interrupt
Apparently
you.
Unless they need a secretary.
Well,
Apparently, the
I
only
mean, if
person that could...
it's Helix that's I'm interviewing for, then
That's all right. You can come
it's a
work
gay
for
porn
Tad
studio for all you breeders who don't know that.
Breeders.
Oh yeah,
Dirty
us
straight people.
breeder privilege.
Yeah.
yeah.
He's going to work for
look,
Dick Diggler.
When I was in D.C. this last weekend, I had a guy stop me and give me this whole bleeding heart spiel about the environment and wanted me to donate. And, gave me the whole, oh, dear God, think of the children, think of your water. And I was this close to saying, like, listen, I'm gay. I'm not going to ever have kids. I don't give a shit. I'm walking away.
That's
What you
kind of
should've
brilliant.
said.
I know. Like, you are the selfish assholes trying to make more humans to fuck up this earth. So,
That's a good point.
yeah.
Everybody in here is childless. Harry, one on the way.
Go one other way.
Yep.
Yeah, good job, Harry.
Way to go.
What are you gonna? Are you gonna name it Alex?
You know what?
No,
He's actually the
Gunther.
most responsible
What?
one here.
Gunther.
Gunther.
Yeah, Gunther.
Very masculine name.
Yep.
That's what you're going with?
Yeah, go with Gunther.
What if it's a girl?
Gunther.
Holy shit.
It's
Is that a
unisex.
unisex name?
Yeah, it's unisex day.
Oh, my God.
Hopefully it'll get
For
Liz
fucking
as well.
nerds.
Is it just me, or does that name sound... Yeah, I mean, that name sounds very...
Jason. We're gonna name it Jason. It's
Like,
a
that's...
unisex name.
that's like, that's Dwight's other cousin on The Office.
Yeah,
like
cousin
Moe's like,
Gunther.
this sounds like an Amish.
That raises bees.
Yeah.
Hold on.
And has the... What was the Christmas thing? The cross thing.
Everyone shut up. Harry,
What's up?
you're really going to name your daughter Gunther?
Yeah. Gunther. What's
Hey, look, my
that
parents...
Is that a family name?
Harry, my parents... They...
Call him
if I was going to be a
they
girl,
call-
my name would have been Heather. I'm so glad I ended up being a boy with a Seth.
Now they call him Disappointment.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
This room is
Let's be
brutal
clear,
today.
we're all on a libertarian podcast. Every one of our parents calls us disappointment. And you're listening to a libertarian podcast, so you're definitely a disappointment.
I hope my parents never hear this. This is
know.
this is too far out.
Oh, the multiple dick destruction of your anus isn't the part you don't want them to hear.
I can just picture the narthex.
They fill in the
at
blanks
at the Avon Church, and someone
Oh
coming.
no,
up
they
to
go
Seth's
they go to church in Plainfield.
I know I was
and
purposely saying Avon to put him off the
Which
set.
church?
all right, you two stalkers. Now you've got a better chance at finding my
We
family.
just heard about Seth's indestructible asshole sitting there in the narthex sipping coffee.
Basically,
Are you really disappointed in him?
he's got the Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego of assholes.
I thought the last guy's name was a bend over.
3 at once. That's bucket list goals. We'll get there one day.
That's like 6 balls.
Hashtag squad goals.
Just a picture of 6 dicks. It's you'd end up with Goatsy.
Seth, is your homepage Meat Spin?
no.
Honestly, if you've never put meat spin up on a coworker's
It was
website.
at my first internship out of uni. It was meat spin all over the place. Yeah.
What did he just say?
Uni.
His
Something
first
about
internship, Meat Spin was like the homepage of all
Yeah.
the computer backgrounds. Where was it at?
No, he said
I'm not-
uni.
I'm
He
not
worked
gonna
at a
say-
butcher shop.
University.
It's a university.
Tad, this is
I
America, and
I
this
have-
motherfucker just
I
said
have
uni.
listened to a British guy on
know.
YouTube for 5 years, and over that time, I've picked up Britishisms from it. It's
Pootie
not my
Pie?
fault.
Is that who you've been listening?
No, he's fucking Swedish, you moron.
Oh, you listen to Pootie Pie?
No, Total Biscuit. You cynical Brit.
What are you, gay?
the old
Yeah,
You
get
don't
out
know
the
Booty Pie?
biscuit.
I know Booty
Total
Pie.
Biscuit is
Tad
legit.
Western setup.
I just like that. Tad was like, "What are you, gay? You watch PewDiePie?" Well, actually, yeah, I have 6 assholes. Created
Anyway, to all the
Holy shit,
Taddicks
if you had
out there who need to
6
get their
holes on
Tadderall
there.
in.
all right, we gotta
We gotta wrap
wrap
this up. Anything else
So,
you'd
Yeah.
like to defecate on?
no, I don't think so. We'll get to the Milo stuff later.
I'll do that episode with you.
That's interesting. Like I do kind of want to talk about that.
Yeah, me too. I do too. So we'll do that episode.
Because I don't think it's as black and white as people make it out to be.
No, there's much more. There's
Layers.
There's it's like Richard Spencer. You got to peel back the onion.
Yeah.
Levels
And I'm
to
curious
this
to see
shit.
if he recovers from this or not. My gut tells me he will. That
He's
this won't
dangerous
kill
now.
him.
He's super
Yeah.
dangerous.
He
now.
will, but he won't
Despite
be.
leaving.
It won't be like it
Breitbart.
was.
Yeah.
He'll never get to that same.
He
It's a
hit his
huge-
15 minutes of fame.
It's
Yeah.
a huge hindrance.
It's
though.
just like the Amos and Andy thing, or Opie and Anthony, and all
Yeah.
that.
The crazy thing
They're
is, like,
just
the
never
clip
gonna
was
get
a
back
year old. Like it wasn't a new thing. It's just
It's
out
okay.
there.
Lena Dunham jokes about sexually abusing people and gets in no
Right.
trouble at all.
Also,
Yeah,
Bill Maher
yeah.
got nailed too for
pedophilia.
defending.
Look at
the-
Brett's eyes.
Anyway, we can talk
Dude,
about
Alex
that
Jones,
later.
Yeah.
Bill Maher gets hit with pedophilia. Lena Dunham.
It's all connecting.
Shapeshifters.
coming
God
together.
So
damn
did
it.
Hillary.
Hey,
I'm just gonna
there's a unique conscience out there. Turn into Tad 6. You'll get a good. I'll gloss over it for you.
All right, Greg.
I don't have anything else to add, but this is an absolute abomination of a podcast. So, if you're a new listener and first time giving us a chance, I swear there's usually more content and it is usually less rated R. But
I-
this
our
is
outro
one
will
of the
be
most
very-
fun ones we've done.
Our
It's been a
outro
long
will be
time,
very sincere this
and
time.
we're gonna get the picture. We have to remember to get the picture of Seth and Harry squatting and autistic screeching over each other.
I'd like to formally apologize to the Instagram user that I blocked for saying that we are too much fluff and not enough content or whatever it was.
Very true.
And I blocked him.
We did have a pretty in-depth conversation, though. I mean, you were dealing with a personal issue while it was going on, but there's some substance.
Sure, it's all good.
Well, this was a pirate
the
episode
ADHD.
because it's rated R.
Oh my god.
Okay,
let's just
what
quit.
mic is he
Yeah.
on? All right, we're gonna turn that off. Okay,
Is there
He
an
just
abortion
turned-
button over there?
He just turned the mic off, guys.
I did. I turned his mic off. I hate puns. Puns are the
Thank you.
Lowest form of wit.
the devil's wit.
I feel like it's a dad tool. My dad makes puns all the time.
That's because you ruined his son.
He's punishing you.
I get it.
It's God.
How punny.
God's punishing you.
Get the clamps. You wrap this up.
All right, thanks. I thought I saw a ghost in the window.
Miranda's tits.
Yes, we are awaiting the arrival of Miranda Barnett, the proprietor of Miranda's World.
She's not white enough to be a ghost.
She was here earlier, and there are several nip slips. Did you guys see him? Anybody see him?
I think I saw half of a side boob at one point.
Yeah, I didn't have a good
yeah,
angle
happy.
from where I was sitting.
I had too much of a good angle. It
I
was-
Gross.
yeah,
personally
it was
guarantee.
a little over the top.
I personally guarantee to each and every one of you, you will see a tit before this night is over,
I saw one.
even if it's Brett's.
Like I felt one. I don't know that I need to see one. It's just
Now it's a challenge.
oh my gosh.
All right, thank you for joining us on this episode of We Are Libertarians. I normally wrap up this episode, but really, I feel like we've got to go to the man who is the Turkish sensation, the Turkish Titan, Mr. Tad Western, for final thoughts, and then I want you to do the outro with Greg. This
Do
is a
the
great
outro?
honor. Yeah,
Well, thank you, Chris. I appreciate you
of course.
giving your listeners and your audience to me for the end of this podcast. Check out Tad Talk.
Episode 6 coming out Saturday.
Episode 6 coming out. I mean, I really don't need more listeners because my bandwidth's just
Too woke.
yeah. It's just it's a ton, but I do love the feedback I get from everyone. I truly mean that. I couldn't do this without you. Actually, I could, but remember, keep them holstered unless you're ready to shoot. And Greg?
And as always,
Say, and as always,
And as always,
we promise.
to do better next time.
Hey guys. Hi. It's me again. Yeah. I'm asking for money again. I don't like doing it. I don't. It's not like I sit here and think, oh man, I want to beg people to give us their hard-earned money. Money that they go out and they work at boring jobs all day for. You know, I know that asking you for $5, $10, $800 a month is a lot. And I know that you have a lot of options out there. You could give $5 a month to We Are Libertarians, or you could give it to, like, I can't even think of anything else that you would want to give it to, honestly. I mean, I consider us half as valuable as Netflix. So We Are Libertarians, like, according to the stock market, is worth like billions. They just haven't heard about it yet, which is why we need advertising. So that's why I need you to please go to wearelibertarians.com. Scroll down in the sidebar, make a monthly or a one-time contribution through PayPal, sign up per episode on Patreon. We're going to take that money and we're going to do stuff with it. Not like hookers and blow stuff. We already have a slush fund for that elsewhere. The Cokes send us that money. This is going to go to Facebook advertising and other forms of advertising to grow listenership to the show so more people can learn about libertarianism. Think about it. How did you learn about libertarianism? Was it us? Did you get involved in libertarianism because of us? If you did, then it means something to you. You'd miss us when we were gone. It's not a threat. It's just I'm saying you'd miss us if we were gone. So, please, wearelibertarians.com, make a contribution. The more contributions we get, the less of these there will be. That was a threat. Thank you for listening to the We Are Libertarians Network. Get our other shows at wearelibertarians.com.